Today on Stadium Safari, we see some more horses, a man gets himself arrested, and the stadium empties mid-game. Hello and welcome back to Stadium Safari. This is an additional video today as we missed last week due to the international break. Today we are off to my team, Bolton Wanderers, and this is about as positive and upbeat as you'll hear me throughout this video. Because today's game, if you don't know the scoreline yet, you'll soon see why. Anyway, we have driven today and thankfully traffic was pretty good to us. Not like what you saw back there. That traffic went on for miles and miles. But luckily we made it through with no real dramas. And just poking out behind these trees here is today's stadium. The Tough Sheet community. And I must say, it is an absolute beauty. We'll chuck it into a parking spot outside the Bolton Arena for a fiver and just walk across the road. As we make my way into the stadium today, I'm accompanied by my friend who's never been to a Bolton game before, and with just over 22,000 people in attendance today, I'm hoping it's a good one. As you can see here, got myself a chicken balti pie and a regular Fanta. We'll let you know how this goes down later in the video. As we wait for the game to start and the players are warming up, give this little video a like, and if you haven't seen my last video of Hull City, give it a little watch after this one and let me know what you think. Let's talk about today's game though. It's Bolton Wanderers versus Huddersfield, and Bolton are really out of form. Start the day in 18th in League One, not where Bolton should be. Huddersfield though, enjoying a really good start to the season, and they are looking to bounce straight back to the Championship after last year's relegation. Well, as the game is about to get underway, both sets of fans really creating a good atmosphere in the stadium. Huddersfield just done alright here, like I say, very loud. They have brought a drum with them as well, so you'll hear that quite a lot throughout the game. Did get quite repetitive from them, like I say, it's all good. Mix it up a little bit. Bolton fans really good as well. I mean, there was a bit of back and forth doing the Lancashire and Yorkshire chants. So the game is now fully underway and Bolton creating chances, pushing forward, looking the stronger of the two teams in the first sort of 10-15 minutes, creating chances after chances. That's what Bolton do. They'll have a lot of the ball, they'll push forward, they'll look to create opportunities, but in the end nothing ever comes from it. It feels very repetitive, that nothing goes the right way for Bolton, either corners or just losing the ball. It goes either that way. I think the only shot on target was from Aaron Collins, like 15-20 minutes into the game. And that was that for Bolton really, in terms of their real threat. That was the first and only shot on target. And well, Huddersfield do take the lead, and I won't lie, I don't know what the goal was like. I didn't see it. I don't really know. I'm probably filming the Huddersfield fans at this point because they were being top notch. But that does mean that Bolton will go into the break 1-0 down, and looking like a bit of a challenge to get back up. But as the second half kicks off, a theme arises in this match, with Huddersfield launching attack after attack after attack on that Bolton goal, and looking quite dangerous. Bolton going forward, offering really absolutely nothing. But we'll see in a moment that Huddersfield do keep coming forward, and eventually they win themselves a very sceptical penalty. I mean, watching it live, I wasn't fully convinced that it was a foul, but it was given, But this leads to Huddersfield doubling their lead and some absolute ridiculous geezer running onto the field out of that away end. And I just don't really get that, to be honest. What are you hoping to achieve? Like, oh, you've gone and met the players, but they're not interested, mate. You've just got yourself kicked out of the stadium and arrested and potentially banned from football. Bolton do keep trying to attack though, but there really is nothing going right. You can see the Terriers continue their onslaught on the Wanderers goal and the Bolton players. This goal, absolutely ridiculous. How many attempts did Bolton make to try and clear it? But they were just passing it against each other or passing it against the Huddersfield players, and eventually it pops out to the side and it's into the back of the net. 3-0 Huddersfield, and at that point there's a lot of negative Bolton fans in this stadium. A lot of Ian Evatt, get out. That's a lot of what was it you were hearing, and the stadium did slowly start emptying out. This became even more apparent that the Bolton fans are not happy with the way that this season is going after Huddersfield score their 4th of the day, and it leads to a huge amount of people, just like a mass exodus of Bolton fans. And there's only a few of us staying behind to see the game out. Watching Ian Evatt though, he looks defeated, he looks beaten and out of ideas, doesn't know what he needs to do to get this team performing back to how they were. Could it be a hangover from the playoffs? Getting to Wembley, getting beat when you're expected to win. I mean, it could all just be a hangover of last season. But after 4 years of improvement, it's a shame to see that the way that it's going for him and the amount of fans that are against him. I mean, personally, for me as a Bolton fan, I think he should have left himself after that defeat to Oxford in the playoff final. I think he's taken the team as far as he possibly can at the minute, and he's had 2 attempts at the playoffs, and Bolton really shouldn't be in League One anymore. With the squad that they've got, they should be much, much higher. However, that is just my opinion, and I know there's a lot of Bolton fans out there who would strongly argue the opposite. I mean, they would want him to stick around, turn it around, and make Bolton be up at the top again. But I'm going to leave it there because I could go on for a long time. But that's just the way that I see it. As we make our way out the stadium though, let's get into the ratings, and we'll go straight into rating that game. As a Bolton fan, I really want to give the game an absolute 0 out of 10. But taking that Bolton hat off, Huddersfield did dominate, and we did see 4 goals, so I'll be nice enough and I'll raise it up to a 6, because there wasn't really much fight from Bolton or actual threat in the end. Atmosphere. Well, it started off really good. Both sets of fans loud. The atmosphere though, it did take a huge knock when them goals started flying in. It turned quite toxic in the stadium around the Bolton ends. The home fans, full party mode throughout the whole game. You can understand why your team's won 4-0 away from home. You're gonna be having a great day. Food and drink. Chicken balti pie. It's a Holland's chicken balti pie, and it's always a solid choice. You know, out of all your pie choices, it's a little bit different. It's nice and flavoursome, and it's a good solid choice. Fanta, and not the 0 sugar kind in Bolton, just full on Fanta. I'll give them a sturdy 7 out of 10. And finally, the cost. £35 for the petrol there and back home. £5 for the parking. About £7.50 for the food and drink. £30 for my entry. Gives us £87.50 all in. And I'll happily take that. You know, we've seen 4 goals. They may have all been at the wrong end. But still, for a day's football, it's not a bad little cost. It's alright. It gives us an overall today of 27 out of 40. It's a pretty respectable score. And yeah, pretty alright. Anyway, thank you for watching. Drop a like on this video. Comment where I should be going to next. And don't forget to subscribe. Have a good one.